Michael.
Daniel, yes.
How much did you have to drink last night?
What are you, my sponsor? A lot.
I should be.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, I agree.
I only asked because we're indoors and you have sunglasses on.
You also have professional lights hitting me in the face, so I didn't ask for any of this, Dan.
Okay. So, I have a story I'd like to tell.
Okay.
Basically, it starts with "You're a dirty little slut." The end.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a sequel to that?
Yeah. The fappening and how you caused it.
Pretty much already a thing, but all right.
Yeah, it's retrograded prequel.
Okay. Yeah.
As a sequel.
Okay.
About how you hacked everybody's cell phone.
Okay. Yeah, it was me, so I caused the fappening.
Yeah, you were just so greedy for nudes.
Right.
So, ladies, if you wouldn't mind sending nudes to Sensi, so that way
Christ.
he doesn't cause the fappening 4.
Yeah.
Is that what we're on now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you would know. Welcome to the smoke pit.
Hey.
Man, we got a lot of good intent for the show.
Right, and I get that. But why would you cold open a show with accusing me of doing the fappening? I'm getting a lot of hate mail about that now.
Yeah, because you're just full of good intent.
That's right.
And 2 full nut sacks, which I was able to alleviate thanks to your digital work.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, world.
Oh man, so we got a show.
Yeah, man.
Who the fuck gave us a show?
I still can't figure out.
What, are we on episode 5 now? Episode 5, season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck?
I don't know.
Let us two have a show.
Who the fuck listens to this?
Apparently, several people.
Yeah.
Including family members.
Yeah, I know. My brother sent me a very nice text about people that listen. So if you're that demographic, thank you very much.
Yep. And also young men and women that are eager to court the various members that are either on the show, guests, or affiliates.
Right.
Apparently they watch.
It's like a big dating show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
here at the Smoke Pit, we like to make you happy.
Which I won't say which guest, but we have definitely had guests who have had to answer for things that they've said to people that they've been dating.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Turn the show into Jerry Springer.
We should have just EP Mike come out and just start chanting.
Yeah, and I'll be like, we'll have like AJ back on and be like, so you're telling me that you licked ass backwards in the club and put your head in between a cocktail waitress' breasts and made out with 2 women.
He's like, but it was my bar mitzvah.
And your girlfriend doesn't know about it. Well, she does now. Come on out.
She's just flipping tables. Yeah, I would actually love that.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to have a guest on today, but last minute cancellation, and they were going to tell embarrassing stories about EP Mike.
I was genuinely excited for that.
I was genuinely excited. So now we're going to have to fabricate our own stories.
About EP Mike?
Or just tell truthful ones that we know.
Speaking of fabrication and embellishment, I know you wanted to touch on something that was relevant to that.
Yeah. So we do our best to be as truthful and accurate about the things that we say.
Very true.
Especially in regards to my co-host being a good Christian boy.
I am.
And so we feel like some of you may have gotten the wrong idea.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened, Dan.
Welcome to Mike's Rebuttals.
My rebuttals now, okay.
Yeah. And so those of you listening, my name's Dan Sharp, Marine Corps vet, and I'm the host. And my co-host, Mike Sensi, active duty, I almost said naked.
Yeah. God, see, this is why.
I mean, you have been topless on the show before.
Yeah, that's just for views, though. Because I'm a slut.
Honey pot,
right.
ho, honey pot. Yeah, he's been all over the world. Some places that I'm very jealous of.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to say.
Indiana.
Our executive producer, Mike Stedman, just a huge piece of shit. And that's not an embellishment.
Zero embellishment there.
Yeah. But for some reason, he's been able to be endeared to our fans.
Yeah. He's grown his own little following.
Yeah.
Well, so, Stedman, what do you call people that follow you? No. They have a name.
That was your chance to be funny.
Yeah, exactly. First off, yeah, it was your chance.
I was going to go with Stedamites.
Stalactites.
Yeah. Shit, Stedamites. Shout out episode of Hawaii 5-0.
Shout out Mikey.
Yeah.
I miss him. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of a better word. So, his name is Mike Stedman.
Yeah.
So, people that follow me, people that follow Pop Smoke, what do you call them? Do you have a name for them?
Pregnant.
I was gonna say my followers are just called sluts. It's really mean.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah, I guess.
Kidding.
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 See, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
We need to
exactly.
start apologizing.
And and whenever you're in the smoke pit, whether it be a physical one or here with us, sometimes things get a little exaggerated.
Yeah, you gotta understand, like we have no script for this show, so we really are just doing everything off the cuff and like improvisational. And sometimes we say things just to make each other laugh and forget it's going out to hundreds of thousands of people that take every word we say as truth. So
Yeah, and sometimes it's if I was something like, I was getting jumped by 37 ninjas, and co-host Mike wasn't there to back me up because he was out being a whore,
right?
But in truth, he was really just shirtless eating hot wings.
That's more accurate to my life than anything you've ever said.
I mean, the whores present were irrelevant, but the main action was eating hot wings without your shirt on.
Right.
Me getting beat up by ninjas.
How many ninjas do you think you could beat up?
I mean,
most
Asian people aren't very tall.
I was just about to say, the common ninja you'd think an Asian build, but they're ninjas, so they're athletic, so still about 5'5", 5'6", relatively.
I was thinking like 5'1", 5'3".
That's a little too short, don't you
because
think?
if you're over like 5'5" in Japan, like you're a basketball player.
Well, right.
So they're not going to be ninjas.
Well, they could be both. Why not?
I don't know. Like I'm just gonna be walking down the street and some 6'3" fucking Asian dude's gonna kick me in the face. I'm like, but why though?
Why? Yeah.
And he's like, why?
Exactly. Yeah, ninja this.
Yeah, I had a guy from Korea who was in my squad, and he was actually on the Marine Corps silent drill team.
Nice.
And you have to be like at least 6'1".
You gotta be big, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be. And he's super fit too. Yeah. Like I mean, his waist was like literally the size of like a small breakfast bowl. Like it was tiny, and then his legs and his chest were like massive.
I totally see that.
And he was like 6'1", 6'2".
Okay.
The biggest Asian dude I've ever seen in my life.
What's the other job? Not the guard.
The body bearers.
Those are huge dudes, man. Yeah. God.
Yeah, all they do is just like lift and work out.
That's all they do. Yeah.
And you have to, and again, you have to be like a certain height and just eat like 10,000 calories a day.
Right. That's so crazy.
So back to the embellishments. So whenever we tell you guys a story about like, when my buddy got stabbed by the fat chicks or, somebody shitting in co-host's car, those are 100% accurate.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. And then like when we might embellish a little bit, like when we're shitting on EP Mike, like people straight up will like reply to stories and stuff and be like, EP Mike needs to die.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
take
whoa.
it very far. Yeah.
Like, whoa.
And I'm not saying don't get in the spirit of the show and shit on EP Mike because I'm all about that. But that's still our friend. Like I will fight you.
Yeah, exactly.
Just watch your words. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like being in the infantry, you have the corpsman attached, and you can call Doc gay and beat him up and stuff like that. But if anybody else calls him gay and beats him up, it's gonna be a brawl.
Doc, yeah.
Exactly. It's like you're only allowed to pick on your little sister or your little brother.
That's right.
And so please remember that because we got a shit ton of fucking memes from the last episode.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, to the point where fucking Mike was accusing me of making them, which was super offensive.
It was your wording. it was your speak. It was your tone. It was everything. It had everything but your watermark.
I think there's been times where like Stedman has fucking sent us memes.
100%.
Like, oh yeah, like fucking EP Mike's the best part of the show.
Yeah.
And like, why is his watermark on
there?
why
does it have his watermark? Yeah.
I currently look over at him in the car, and he's like making the meme.
He's making him.
Like he still hasn't closed out the app yet.
Fan mail. No, you made that. We watched you made it.
Yeah, and I think part of this is just to kind of stem the bleeding because the reputation of being promiscuous is actually starting to affect your love life.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but it hasn't made it any easier. That's
He's
for sure.
like, nothing's going to stop me from pulling ass. Nothing's going to stop me from cream pieing girls. I don't care what rumors are out there.
That's right, yeah. Cream pie my way through all the rumors. No, it's just like... No, everybody calm down. No, I just like... It is funny when people get, again, it's like when you make a meme on your Instagram and like people like do like they don't one up it, but they add on to it by adding to the joke instead of just going, oh, I hate this is stupid, you know what I mean? It's like either add to the joke or fuck off, you know what I mean? There's no time for negativity. And people with the spirit of the show have started to do that a little bit, not too much. We wanted to nip it in the bud, but I mean, people make memes like co-host Mike and then cream pie puns and stuff. I think that's funny. I'm okay with all that. But it's like when you're writing.
You know what is hilarious? When we post those on the the Smoke Pit Instagram, and girls that I personally know you have cream
Jesus
pied
Christ.
are liking and commenting on it.
See, this is what I'm talking. See, this is exactly what we're trying to avoid.
But that is 100% true, though. Like,
all right. Anyway,
the funny part is when they like each other's comments.
yeah.
I'm like,
So, well, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, maybe not flood my stuff with comments because like my family and shit will see it. Like, just calm it down. But yeah, I mean, have fun.
Guys, he's
enjoy
still
the show.
active duty.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Be nice.
Let's calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do bring it on myself sometimes. I have a shirt that says Cream Pie King, which is just a great shirt. But
Yeah.
yeah. So just kind of know the boundaries. I'm saying.
Yeah, I was talking to EP Mike earlier today about what would happen if we won the lottery. Mm-hmm. And the third thing he said was that he was going to buy out your contract.
I know. Yeah. Why was it the third thing, Mike?
Well, the first thing he said he was going to masturbate in the middle of the street, and I was like, maybe don't do that till you cash a check.
I approve of it.
And then the second thing is that he was going to invite himself on my trip to Australia here in a few days.
Very bold.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't think you'll have the money yet, but we'll just dip into savings and get you a ticket, just pay us back.
Just like a 40% interest loan.
Like one of those Native American loans that when you pause it, it's like 6,000%, but you feel bad, because your ancestors ravaged their lands.
Allegedly. I'm 24% Native American, so.
I am like 6% Taino. Yeah.
I have no rebuttal for that.
I am a fourth of you.
Fair enough. I've always thought that.
And last night I was 6 inches of you.
That's 5 inches more than I've ever been. So.
Yeah, and so then the third thing was that he was going to buy out your contract.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can't just walk up into the Pentagon and be like, I'd like to purchase this sailor, please.
Yes. They're like, ooh, Mike Cincy, that's a hefty fine. Who's going to pay for his,
we have a lot invested in him.
Yeah, we have a lot of money in this guy.
See, embellishments.
Yeah, see, but it's for the show. It's funny.
Because he doesn't take penicillin.
Exactly. I'm just ravaged with disease.
Again, embellishment.
Yeah. We need
a wink.
Exactly. We need a button because people want a button that says correct yourself. And
Yeah.
then we need a button that just says embellishment now.
Okay.
So embellishment, correct yourself, and then probably boom roasted because we do that a lot too.
Yeah.
All right, these are all good ideas. People make these because
but
I'm too lazy and hungover to do it.
Do you think that if somebody was able to walk into the Pentagon and like purchase you, who do you think would be the first one?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm thinking like some sort of Saudi prince.
So you buy out the contract, so that means I have to work or serve you for the duration of the contract? Or
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay, so I have a year and a half left roughly. I was going to say something charming like, my parents, so they can make sure I'm safe at all times out of the military, blah, blah, blah. But that wouldn't happen.
No, I was going to think, I can think of at least one or two girls who are, like, madly obsessed with you.
Right. I don't know if they have that kind of money, but which is good.
For all parties
For
involved.
all parties involved.
Yeah, anytime I post you in my story.
I would probably say it would be a very eccentric gay billionaire.
Or like one of the gay powerlifters that is always harassing you, which is a real thing. That's not an embellishment.
There's not just one. There's a few.
Yeah, and these dudes are massive.
Yeah,
they're like
well
over 6 foot, like 200, 300 pounds.
One of them is in this area, which makes me concerned.
Yeah, and I don't want to go too much into detail, but they're big guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
and
are.
I'm scared for you.
I'm very scared.
He has a very taut butt.
Yeah. I'm an innocent man. Yeah, I would say
because you get pretty drunk, and so I
do.
I don't think it'd be super hard to roofie you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not, but
I mean, you probably only need like an eighth of a roofie because you're mostly gone anyways. Like just a little bit, like to kick the one domino.
I don't even need a roofie. I just need a persuasive argument. Just someone with like a real goal to get to.
Yeah.
All right. I see where you're.
Look, this is for the kids. All
right, for the kids.
And you're like, which kids? And they're like the poor kids. And you're like, okay,
there are a lot of poor kids. Yeah.
I got to do my part.
That's right. Yeah. You find me at a super drunk state, I'll buy whatever you're selling. It's not hard.
Or in this case, give up the booty.
But no.
Okay, so say you do get bought out by some like eccentric, gay bodybuilder.
Okay.
And then you get there and you're like, oh man, I'm about to get fucking pounded out.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, no, I'm the bottom.
Oh.
Are you relieved?
Am I relieved? I don't think any of this causes relief. Yeah, I guess I'd be a little relieved, but at the same time hesitant because
if he like flexes his glutes and just like rips your dick off.
But not being a not gay man, I feel like just being forced into gay sex at all is a little crippling on the mind. But I guess being the top would help my ego. I don't know. I don't know how the gay community works.
Yeah, so there was a meme that we posted on the, I'm going to pull it up on the smoke pit. No, fucking Pornhub, go away.
Welcome back, Dan. They know you by name.
Best customer.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll talk about porn stars later.
Okay.
But yeah, so we posted this thing where it was the picture of Jerry from Rick and Morty, and he's listening to human music.
Yeah.
But the caption is listening to the smoke pit talk about cream pie, fat chicks, suicide, which we haven't talked about suicide yet.
Well, I mean,
that's on me. I'm
yeah,
slacking.
it's on you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll fucking kill myself.
Yeah. All right.
And gay sex on my way to my 9-to-5 job.
Yeah. People make good memes.
Yeah.
The fan mail we get is usually pretty good. Some of it's pretty whack though, so y'all fucking get it together.
And then looking through the comments or listening to it out loud while a fresh ensign walks by, and we're like, "Fuck
Good.
officers."
That's right.
I listened to that at my job.
Good.
An old buddy of mine that I served with back in like 08, 09.
Mm-hmm.
He works at one of those hardware stores, like one of the blue or orange ones. Like I don't want to be specific.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Of course I
They're
do,
usually
yeah.
right next to each other.
Yeah, right.
And he stocks at night, and he's just like, the only good part about my job is that I can listen to the podcast. And nobody fucks with
nice. It is cool. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
cool when people send us like the screen grabs and stuff, just like listening in the car or like at their desk at work, watch on YouTube and stuff. Because we're on YouTube and Facebook now if you want to watch the videos, which I highly recommend because Daniel gets better looking every episode, so you want to watch this growth. But no, it is cool because like we had that one girl from Australia had us on her like big TV and was like watching us, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So
yeah. Speaking of which, I'm heading to Australia soon, and so
that was not meant to be a segue.
super excited to hang out with people down there. Shout out to Beth, shout out to Kirby, and everybody else that's coming out. But yeah, and so like the fact that people comment on the Instagram, send us, that's super cool.
That is cool.
It makes me happy.
It does.
And then like going through the comments is fucking hilarious. It's like Mike Sensi, I've tried texting you. Please call me back. This is important.
God, Jesus, shut up.
You got something you want to tell us?
What? No, that's not even true. He's looking at a fake phone right now.
What's a fake phone?
Hungover.
Okay, so real talk.
Yeah, what do you got?
Say you were walking, to whatever local gas station to get Pedialyte or Gatorade, because as you are one to do,
as I am absolutely one.
You're very hungover.
Yep.
Fix that little curl for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
There you go.
Appreciate you.
And you see a girl that you cream pied like a year ago, and she's pushing a stroller. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Nothing. Why would I? Yeah. Why would I do anything?
Okay, so you don't talk to her, you don't hi, you don't run, you just freeze?
If it's somebody I hooked up with a year ago, and then this is the first time I'm seeing her, odds are we don't want to see each other. So if she's pushing a stroller, I get where the implication is here, but also if she didn't contact me, I mean,
but you say nothing, so you just like freeze like a statue.
Yeah,
like...
I go around the corner like a spy, like Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I'm gonna pull up this one girl's profile. I haven't seen her post a new picture in months. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of concerning.
Oh yeah, is it? No, it's fine.
I mean, this one was from 4 days ago, but that's from the waist up. When was the last time she posted like a body shot?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't think I follow that person.
Oh, right. But I am heading to Australia.
Yeah. See, this is where all the embellishment comes in.
Yeah.
You're poisoning the minds of our listeners.
And I would like to say that some of you are very smart. Mm-hmm. Not most, but some of you.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking like, yeah, that's me, it probably is.
Whoever in their head just said it's me, it's probably you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you probably caught on to the game here, that that we're calling these things embellishments.
Oh my God. Did you want to squash this or not? I can't even tell anymore. It's like Inception. I can't tell what's real.
No, but I mean, you called it. You're like, I sent you a meme, and I was like, Michael, like, we need to address this.
We
and
do.
You're like, oh, now that you're pigeonholed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now that Dan's being, because ever since the show started, I've been the fat chick cream pie girl, which is, it's funny for the show, but it's bled into my real life, which is actually, I told you that that EA. Where I work, he gave us a listen just as just as a bro, and he's like, "Hey Mike, I listened to your show," and he's like, "It's probably the last one I'm gonna listen to." And I'm like, "It's fine." I mean, he's like an older guy, and it's not his humor. But the other day he came to our workspace, and we were talking about something, and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, you got it done, you still did it." And he's like, "What is that you say, Mike? Still smashed?" And I was like, "Yes, so great." That made me so happy. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think where I'm starting to get pigeonholed is somebody messaged me and they're like, "Bro, are you Gucci?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm Great Value right now."
Just a good pun, yeah.
And he's like, "Mate, that makes me happier than you know. Stay green." And that just kind of reminded me of that Rick and Morty episode where with the wolf and Jerry and his paycheck.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, "I have actual food, but you want my paycheck instead?" And he's just like, "But this would actually nourish you, unless my suffering is your nourishment." And I feel like that might be where I'm getting pigeonholed, where people are like, "Oh man, I've had a really bad day. But at least I'm not Dan.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I'm doing better than Dan is."
I mean, maybe.
And I'm like, right on.
Yeah,
Sadness
there you
burrito.
Yeah. You eat a lot of burritos.
I honestly, I really don't. I think I've had and see, embellishment.
Oh my God. Well, I just said you eat a lot of burritos. It's not bad embellishment. Burritos
That's what I'm getting
delicious.
defensive over.
Yeah, exactly. Out of everything we've talked about. I feel like the point's moot. Moot.
Yeah, I think,
moot point.
moot?
Yeah. Moot. Yeah.
Moot.
I say it is. That's what I meant to say. It was moot.
How do you spell that?
M-O-O-T.
M-O-O-T?
I believe so.
Kind of like boot?
Boot without the B.
Okay, but with an M?
Yeah. I assume. I don't know. I'm going to look it up right now because everyone thinks I'm stupid. Go away, Pornhub.
Welcome back. And
welcome back, Dan.
like I'm logged in through your phone?
Yeah, M-O-O-T. Okay.
Okay, like I'm over there glancing at your phone just because I like to spy into other people's lives.
Fair.
And that just reminded me, we just dropped more tank tops and patches.
We did.
We actually have Pop Smoke patches that are pretty dope.
Actually, the patches came out a lot better than I thought they would. They're really cool looking.
And see, you thought EP Mike was going to be in charge of it.
I did.
But the old sharpness was, and they came out good.
Came in with a sharpness, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they look really good. If you're watching the video, you might be able to see it on camera. I think I put it right here. Is it on the camera? Okay, cool.
Cool.
Word.
Yeah, so we have patches. Go check those out. We're starting to put stickers in with the tank tops, and we just added double XLs for lunch boxes like me.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm really like a top medium, but they run really small, so I have to get a double.
You've been lifting, obviously, so yeah. It's summertime. I get it.
No, I'm kidding. They don't run that small. Like, a little tight, but if you're like Mike and you always want to wear a tight shirt.
Well, I have to. It's like all I have to offer.
Yeah, it's like part of your contract.
That's right. Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
So check those out, and also check out Comeback Homeover. They're fantastic hair products, beard oils, all kinds of great stuff. Use our promo code
Cream pie.
There it is.
One word, all lowercase.
Actual real life.
Jeez, real life.
Here, let me pull up the reports real quick. This is actually kind of mind blowing.
What do you got?
Yesterday alone.
This is for the Comeback Homeover?
Yeah, see, check it out. Yesterday alone, 9 people used the Cream Pie promo code.
That's fantastic.
And we didn't, and it's been like a week since we've had an episode. So
yeah.
If that was yesterday, like that's pretty. That's
that
pretty
is good. I mean, it is, like I say every time, it's a quality product. It is really good.
Yeah.
So I mean, the product stands on its own. It doesn't need our gimmicks, but it's funny that our gimmicks work too.
And then furthermore, we're also sponsored by Strikeforce Energy. Unless you're a huge piece of shit,
right?
Like EP Mike,
taking pictures of Monster, making a Kyle pun because he invented the internet apparently. Yeah.
And I have, do you have Strikeforce in your beer?
Of course I do.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, every time I come over, you welcome me with a beer and a Strikeforce.
Yeah, because you need hair of the dog.
I do.
And fucking B vitamins because you're hungover.
This is all very true.
And that is not an embellishment.
No, it is not. That's absolute fact.
Sensi does 2 things: cream pie chicks,
Jesus Christ,
and be hungover.
Yeah, well,
the latter, unprofessional.
Well, the last 2, yes. Yeah.
Anyways.
No, but actually a really good hangover cure is, besides pushing fluids and eating fatty foods, is I do like a mineral, like a seltzer kind of water with Strikeforce in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it helps me anyway.
Well, I mean, you are 48, so
that's true,
you probably have mineral water available.
I like a good fizzy water. There's nothing wrong with that. I will fight you.
I was in Spain, and the waiter was like, do you want water with bubbles or water without?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, bubbles sounds fancy. I didn't know what mineral water was because I grew up very poor.
Right, well, right.
And then for 12 years, the only water I ever drank came out of a water buffalo.
Yeah, exactly.
or a fucking a jerry can.
Yeah, the buffalo just said like non-potable on the side. You're like, whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's 29 palms.
That's right.
You just want to get fucking stung by killer bees. But there's no shit either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and so and then the jerry can thing. Like I remember, like this one kid took one that was empty, but it had Mogas in it, JP8,
Yeah.
and then filled it up with water
Oof.
from the fucking water buffalo, and then took it out to the field. And so
Oh
everybody's
my
filling their
God.
canteens and Nalgene's and Camelbacks with it.
What the fuck?
entire fucking platoon just got sick
Of course, yeah.
because everybody's like sip, sip, sip.
Drinking gasoline. Jesus Christ.
You fucking beat this kid's ass,
Of
man.
course.
All right. So, speaking of, have you ever had to fucking beat anybody up in the military?
In the military?
Yeah. Like, not, and obviously not like an Iraqi or an
Sure.
Afghan, because, I mean, obviously.
Right.
But as far as like a fellow service member.
No. I mean, I've had a couple, like, I've broken up fights before.
Yeah.
But I've never had to actually, like, one-on-one, had to beat somebody up, I don't think.
I'm kind of ashamed to say how many times I've gotten into fights.
I mean, again, I was the RP, man. Like,
Yeah.
I just kind of floated around. And people, it was 50-50 with the RP, kind of like Horman. It's like you either love them or you hate them, and there's no in between. So if I went into, to weapons company and they're like, RP, what's up? That's the guys who fuck with me and the guys who didn't. It really was that.
Yeah.
I never really had any bad blood with anybody enough to get into a fight.
I get that. Usually, I had a philosophy that I never yelled at anybody
Right.
unless I was willing to fight them.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
there was this one dude named Huth, who he was a corporal, I was a sergeant, and this dude was like brolic as fuck.
Yeah.
Like he looked like I was on fucking steroids.
Yeah.
Just like massive Brock Lesnar looking motherfucker who had like a Bronze Star because he got shot like 3 times. He took like a fucking RPK burst and then carried 3 casualties onto the bird after he'd been shot and then medevaced himself.
Only 3.
And so this dude was massive and muscle bound. So when I had a problem with him, I tried
Yeah.
to be a little bit more civilized.
Sure.
One day I was just like, Huth, you're not that fucking big.
Yeah.
Like I don't care who it is. Like I'll still fight them. Weapons of opportunity.
Always,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
of course.
But whenever I had a disagreement with him, which wasn't very often, like you're talking about like over the course of like a 7-month deployment.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you get into it with somebody 2 or 3 times in 7 months. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all, no.
Yeah, he's still a good dude. Like I said, a fucking hero.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, generally when I disagree with him, try to be a little bit more civilized.
That's fair.
But it was some little like 150-pound rat motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I will fucking end you.
Yeah.
Which most Marines are.
That's true. A lot of them, especially in the infantry, because I mean,
Yeah.
you're pretty malnourished and run around a lot, so it's not like you have time to build muscle all the time.
And then not only that, but like Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah. Oh, very much so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially with female Marines. Like
Yeah.
most female Marines, when I asked them, like, why'd you join? And they're like, because somebody told me I couldn't.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, no matter what you do, you can't give me a blowjob. And they're like, watch me. What?
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun.
She's doing it. You're like, oof, you really can't.
You showed me.
Yeah. Wow.
I bet you can't do this daily. Watch me.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and so like there've been plenty of times where like if somebody's acting a fucking fool, like put hands on them, you know?
Yeah. No, I see it.
And like I never
get it.
did it just to be a fucking douchebag or whatever.
Right.
But then like you said, breaking up fights.
Broke up a lot of fights. Yeah.
Because it's not very often that I'd be able to get in a good scrap. I'm a little older now, and
Mhm.
like I wasn't born this ugly. I've been punched in the face a few
Right.
times.
You had to work at it.
Yeah. And so like I don't do it as much now, but when I was like 22, 23, like I love breaking up fights because then I would just fight. I'm aware we have a fucking timer. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to break up a fight right now.
Yeah. And so like I remember the first time I was in SOI and it was like 10 o'clock at night. We had like a 03 morning for like a hike the next day. And the fire watch was waking up his relief. And he was like, no, fuck that. Like, I'm not getting out of bed. I'm tired. Fuck you. Like, I don't care if I get NJP'd. I'm tired.
Wow.
And so the other dude, like, yoked him the fuck up out of bed, which
course.
rightfully so.
Of course. Yeah.
And now they're about to get into a fight, and now they're being loud, and I can't sleep. So
Yeah.
I ran over there, and I, fucking shoved both of them and grabbed them both by the shirt, and I was like, you guys want to fight? Someone fight me.
Very, very anime of you.
Yeah. And they're both, like, maybe good 30 or 40 pounds smaller than me.
Well, of course. Yeah.
So, like,
it's the best time to do it.
and then they both chilled out, and they
Yeah.
did the proper turnover, and, like, the next day, everybody was like, oh, my dick and shit.
Of course.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're fucking sharp, say that shit. And so, like, there's been times where I've just started fighting both people because I'm like, all right, well, if there's gonna be a fight, I'm gonna be involved in it. But now I'm
Sometimes
old
you have to, yeah.
and busted.
That's right. Yeah. Please, sir, don't fight.
I'll just tase you both. Yeah, and so it's like everything in the military is a pissing contest,
Very much so.
and sometimes it literally is a pissing contest. I was working at the range here in Chesapeake before I got out, and there's this guy there who I think he was like artillery before, but generally I don't like artillery men. Like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
they're usually terrible, and this was no exception.
That's true. Yeah.
And so he was not to be disparaging, but he was usually one of the heavier Marines, and he got shit on a lot for it. But he had went to Afghanistan. I don't think he got a car, but at least he went.
Yeah, I mean, we can debate the car all day. That's a whole nother show. But yeah, go ahead.
But he had went, and at that point he was just like, I did my fucking time. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting out. Like,
fair.
hot wings.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And he
I
didn't
like
have sensey metabolism.
Oh, I don't like him.
And so he was just known for the guy that would just drink like 4 monsters a day and just be like really lazy and like never wanted to work. But other than that, he wasn't a bad guy. Like,
sure.
He was a good human. He was just being a shitty Marine at the time.
Fair enough.
And so one of his buddies was talking about like, yeah, man, like this dude is so fucking lazy that he'll just hold it if he has to pee.
Mm-hmm.
And like whenever he does pee, he like pees a lot. And I'm like, bullshit. Like now I'm intrigued. Bodily functions are very intriguing.
Spun up the old imagination. Yeah.
And I'm like, bullshit, man. Like you can't it can't be that big of a difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's like, nah, dude, like, I am really fucking lazy. And, like, so when I actually fucking pee, like, he's like, I have to pee right now, but I'm probably going to hold it for another hour. Yeah. And I was like, bet, watch this. I was like, all right, 1 hour from now, I will drink as much water as I can, and we will literally have a pissing contest. Because it was the range head or bathroom for you nasty army fucks. Mm-hmm. Had one of those troughs.
Yeah,
where, like, you could have several people peeing at once.
Like a stadium.
Like a fucking stadium. In the shitty part of the country. Boom, roasted.
God damn it.
And, so I was like, we'll literally have a pissing contest. Yeah. And, whoever loses is the boot for the day. Okay. And so anytime any, like, menial task comes out, because we were both sergeants, and whenever any menial task comes up, then whoever's the boot of the day has to fucking do the task. Right. And the other person just gets to, max out and relax. It's like, all right, cool. So I pounded fucking water as much as I could for like an hour, and I really had to piss. I'm like, dude, this is the most I've ever pissed in my life. I'm gonna fucking win this shit.
Hell yeah.
And so we have like all the other range staff like in an observation. Like the OIC was this crusty old fucking Marine who was like the OIC as a staff sergeant. Then he he went warrant officer, and he was still the OIC. And then he went civilian, and he was still the OIC. The dude had been the OIC of this range for like 30 fucking years. Crusty old fucking dude.
Hell yeah.
And he's like, where the hell are all my goddamn Marines? Like, sir, they're all watching fucking Sharp and that other guy have a pissing contest.
Watching the big fight, yeah.
And so, we line up at the trough, like people are massaging our shoulders, like you got this big guy, and like people are going fucking like nuts, fucking bets are being placed.
Into the trough. It's throwing wads of cash into piss.
Yeah. And it was like, all right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
And so he counted down, and they're off. And I started out strong, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like, poof. Then his stream came out, and that shit was like a fucking bore punch rod.
Oh, wow.
Like, it was like solid metal hitting the fucking thing.
Damn.
Like, as soon as it impacted,
yeah,
I knew I was defeated.
The sound.
But I was still going to try my best, right?
Of course.
And so, like, I'm peeing. He's just like, like fucking mortal, like he's just laughing at my pathetic attempts to survive.
Exactly.
Like I think it was Halo 1 or Halo 2 when you're selecting the difficulty.
Yeah.
And it's like legendary, like your adversaries laugh in foreign tongue at your pathetic attempt to survive. This is suicide. Like that's what it was.
But with piss.
Yeah. And like and if you can't imagine it like an anime.
Yeah.
How dramatic and the lighting and the angles.
Of course.
Yeah, it's exactly how it was.
I love it.
Just like that.
That's fantastic.
And so I'm doing my best to fucking squeeze my male Kegels, to keep peeing and like keep the pressure up, and I just run dry. Drip, drip, drop, and he's still going, and he's like laughing maniacally at me, which was one of the most defeatist moments of my life. Like, there's been fucking times in firefights where we've taken casualties, and I've been less sad than this. And he keeps going for like a good fucking solid 30 to 40. Like he laps me.
Yeah.
Like he peed for 2 to 3 times longer than I did total. And it was just pathetic.
It's always funny, especially in the military, like just the random minute things like that, like a pissing contest, just turn into stuff of legend. Because like if you think about it, that guy had to be peeing longer than an average human. So there's something medically fascinating about this guy that we're just brushing past because he won a contest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you said, he was so lazy that his bladder had fucking swollen.
Fascinating.
Like he's probably gonna have pancreatic cancer.
Oh, for sure.
For the copious amount of cigarettes and dip.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
But speaking of which, I did have, because I like to find pleasure in the mundane.
Sure.
And I sent you a very long text message thread the other day.
Oh man.
Of an epic event.
Oh, the comic book shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it.
Yeah. Well, I can't set location. You're gonna say it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm reading it now. I start with 3 exclamation points. Break. 3 exclamation points.
What was the conversation before that? Was it worth breaking? I don't repeat it. I don't know what it is, but we talked about some foul shit.
No, it was mainly, I think we were just shit talking EP Mike.
Okay, fair enough.
And no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. He's over there very sad. We would never do that.
Yeah, one tear just rolled down his cheek.
Jeez. Defend yourself, Mike. Damn.
Take a shower for once, goddamn.
Exactly. Jesus.
All right, so, and this is verbatim as I read to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the comic book shop we went to the other day, and some basement dweller is trying to sell his holographic Charizard. Well, the basement dweller behind the counter takes one look and says, "That's a fake." They stared at each other for what seemed like an eternity. The tension in the air is so thick it easily carries electricity behind their eyes. Then a third basement dweller enters the arena, confirms it's a fake. Everyone's glaring at him now for trying to sell a fake card. He manages to sheepishly say, So I was cheated? A slight tremble in his voice makes me believe him. He runs out of the store while small children make the DX suck it gesture, chopping their cross wrists above their crotch. The 2 basement dwellers that served as the gatekeepers exchange a stoic nod. I'm sitting in my truck, eyes wide, hands trembling. This is better than any drug. Like, I'm there now again. Like, I see the goosebumps. To which he replies, LOL.
Well, you always write me short stories. Like, legitimately, you do, like, character development and scene setting. But you could have just shot me a text like, yo, totally watch this nerd get shot down. But no, Dan has to be very extra, and I have to read that whole thing. And then, which puts me in the moment, and then I want to be creative back, but then I'm just defeated off the cuff because I'm not ready for this, so I just put LOL.
And then he said that is a roller coaster of a tale.
Yeah, that's true. It was.
I mean, what you've also just witnessed is the extent of which we both do foreplay. So I like character development.
So yeah, you actually put time into it and grow these situations. I just laugh out loud and then say, that was crazy.
And my penis.
And here's my penis, yeah.
And it's in.
Take a gander at the old penis. And we're done.
Pump. Dan.
That's right.
From the last episode. Oof. And the girl's like, I'm going to go. And you're like, cool, take a sticker.
Yeah. God damn
it. Do we need to cut that?
No. Fuck it. Who cares? Nothing matters.
It's all for naught.
That's right.
Yeah, so the literal pissing contests in the military, but it was so crazy watching this event unfold because and when I say basement dweller, like I really hope you know what I mean by that, but like not you, but like the audience,
right.
Like neck beards,
of course,
like, super overweight, you know, not like me who's just like cute overweight.
I'm like that charming overweight.
Yeah, you know, just like I'm not uncomfortable to cuddle.
Like if Chris Farley was a veteran.
I am not as fucking big as Chris Farley.
Not as funny either, but it's all right.
Woo! For someone who's really hungover.
I know. I'm starting to gain life again.
You starting to come alive.
Thanks to Strike Force Energy.
Heyo.
Use the code Smoke Pit. Yeah.
Smoke Pit. Yeah, but like this was their Super Bowl.
Yeah, very much so. Especially, I mean, a holographic Charizard, not as rare as it once was, and thought as it once was, but it's a possession to behold.
Yeah. And like the fact that. Like I like seeing people in that moment, you know, like it's their Super Bowl, you know, and to have such a niche piece of knowledge that you're able to like put forth out into the world, you know, and like the fact that like the two of them, they looked at each other and they're like,
that's right. We shot down that fellow nerd.
I just had this like picture of like the elf and the fucking the dwarf from Lord of the Rings, you know, like the elf lowers his bow to the ground and like the dwarf sets his axe down with a mighty thud, and they survey the battlefield and the day is won. They carried it through their bravery and friendship.
That's right.
You know, and they look at each other and just like no words need to be said. They just nodded. Like that's what it was to me. But it was just a very fat elf.
The smell of cheap deodorant and Hot Pockets filled the air.
Oh, speaking of which, that's what I call vaginas.
Boy, Hot Pockets?
No, cheap deodorant.
Oh my
of course,
God.
Hot Pockets.
Oh,
I just take one of these petite girls that I like and I just rub their vagina on my armpits. Cheap deodorant.
Yeah.
Better than a crystal.
Still better than a crystal.
Unless they have their clip pierce and the piercing has one of those crystals on it. Then it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Always full circle with you. Everything comes together in a nice little package.
It does.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm wearing underwear right now.
That's what's up.
Wait till you see how I bring that full circle.
Oh, wow. Oh,
yes.
God. I don't want to say that.
Oh, man. EP Mike is really a shitbird.
He
really is. Are you wearing underwear right now?
He is not, no.
I came full circle more than I intended.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm wearing underwear, but.
Are you?
I am, yeah. Go ahead. Just check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is wearing underwear.
I am, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they're not men's underwear. They're very lacy.
Well, I mean, I'd like to breathe freely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun known fact that thongs are often referred to as a bacteria highway.
Yeah, it's true. Because, like, the fucking, obviously, I mean, you know how thongs work. They go in your ass, they go in your cooch, they go everywhere. Yeah,
so the bacteria just takes a nice leisurely stroll
That's right.
from the booty hole down to the vagina.
That's right. It takes the expressway to a UTI.
Which is kind of funny to think about, because if you have bacteria going from your vagina to your butthole, and like the bacteria is so bad that it would adversely affect your butthole, something needs to happen.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
you probably need to sell that sticker that Mike gave you.
Jesus Christ. Medically fascinating.
Yeah, but I mentioned that because he forgot to remind us to set the timer. So I have no idea where we're at right now.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Did he want to tell his story?
What's that?
Did he have a story to tell?
Oh, yeah. I think EP Mike has a story to tell.
For those of you demanding more EP Mike content, which I assume
All
just a burner account EP Mike made, but we have one nonetheless. So,
right,
yeah.
So do you want to interrogate and harass him, or should I?
I mean...
You'll do it. All right. Let me switch out.
God damn it.
Hurry up, shitbag.
I'm going.
This is not a joke, people. We have EP Mike coming onto the show.
I am on the show finally.
Live, yeah.
Live.
First off, finally, suck all the dicks.
Well, that's what I was on here with from the Korea 5-way story, which
well,
actually happened. It's not embellished. Wink, wink. So.
I can't hear anything in these headphones. What have you been listening to this whole time?
You should be able to hear you guys.
No, I can't.
You can't hear us?
No. What are you doing over here? Watching hentai?
Yeah. I mean, the audio was just on. I heard you talking about your little story.
About your little story.
Anyways, it's working. All right, so you want to hear the story?
All right, okay, whoa. First off, scale it back. So there's a reason you're not on a lot, because
that is true.
You get overhyped, you get overzealous, and then you start getting angry at us for no reason. So
angry?
Yeah, so
I'm chill.
So all right, don't argue with me. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All right, Dan, why'd you put me up here with them? So this is what we're gonna do.
For being unprofessional.
I agree.
Being drunk all the time.
Fair enough. This is my penance. So what we're gonna do is set the stage. We have EP Mike here, co-host Mike. Dan is actually working the keyboard now, typing up porn sites. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Is this how I delete everything?
Yes.
So, all right. So, EP, you have another Korea story, oddly enough, to tell the people. So, it is my job to harass you and break it down as you tell it. So, take it away.
All right. Well, as of course it happened in Korea, and we're coming out of a poker game actually we had.
Okay. And in which part of Korea was this?
Seoul.
It was in Seoul. Nice.
Yeah, it was
Love
right
Seoul.
next to the train station.
Okay.
Actually,
Love Seoul.
So we were all drunk as shit coming out of the poker game. I won $1,000 on roulette.
Okay.
And I was like, we got to get back to, we have curfew in Korea. So I left the poker place. Was going down the one of the alleys. We were like, where the hell are we? We were drunk as shit. We didn't know where the fuck we were going.
Right.
Ended up to this marketplace. And the guy was like, come tell me I have a hoverboard. And I'm like.
He said, thank you, I have a hoverboard.
I guess. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, so.
Ching, ching, chong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, something like
oddly
that.
racist, but go ahead.
Anyways, so I was like, cool. Hoverboard, awesome. Let me give it a try. And granted, I was drunk as shit. I was already almost blacking
You've
out.
established this, yes.
Yeah. So, I was wearing a really good suit because, you went to a nice casino, we want to look a little fancy.
Sure.
We're trying to overdo it.
Okay.
So I get on the hoverboard, and I was like, what do I do? You guys like, lean forward. Cool. I leaned forward. I went a little too fast, so I ran into a stop sign. I got a bloody nose.
Okay.
And it wasn't pretty because I was, not wearing a nice white shirt.
Right.
And I wasn't paying attention. I got up. I was like, what the fuck happened? Friends were picking me up, and then I was like, why did my shirt feel wet? I looked down. It was all bloodied up.
Right.
From the bloody nose.
Makes sense.
And then we got on the train to go back to Pyeongtaek. That's where Camp Humphreys is. Mm-hmm. And people were staring at me like I fucking murdered somebody because I had blood all over my shirt.
Yeah. Okay, wow.
And I was like, "What are you guys staring at?" And I'm like, Mike, just go back in the train and don't say a word. I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there
I
and
assume that's what they did with you anyway.
probably. I was sitting there like between the carriages, like you have like the two carriages, you have like where the stairway is to get into the train.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the stairs, just bouncing around, drunk as shit, like trying to like
Covered
stay
in blood.
up. Yeah, covered in
Jesus
blood.
Christ.
And the train conductor's like, "Oh, ticket." I'm like, "Here." He's like, "Oh, what happened to you?" I'm like, "Blood." Here.
Wait, 2 seconds. I'm gonna stop you right there. What was your impression of this train employee?
Oh, ticket. What happened
That's
to you?
much more Japanese than Korean. What you're doing right now.
I'm not gonna. Never mind.
Hentai.
The hentai.
Yeah, it's the hentai. I'm
you.
telling you, man. It's
What were you about to say? Were you about to say they're the same?
No, I wasn't gonna say that. I'm just kidding.
We're losing Asian viewership by the second.
We really are. We really are.
Jeez.
But no, the more I got back to the Pyeongtaek, and we were walking on base, and even the base guard was like, "What the fuck happened to you?" I'm like, "Hoverboard," and I just kept walking.
Hoverboard.
Yep, and then went back to the barracks and knocked out, and woke up the next morning. Why my shirt all bloody? My nose is all like fucked up. So, yeah.
All right.
Harass me.
I mean, calm down. Don't even say anything. I mean, okay. I mean, it's a funny story. It's good shit. Was there video of this of any kind?
There might be on the security cameras because Korea does have a lot of those little things on the
Any video
stoplights.
we can possibly get a hold of and show people?
Probably not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And how long ago was this?
2015, so 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have for you. So this has been great.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I'll
yeah,
go back
anytime.
to deleting audio. And,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
Hope
EP
you-
Mike, everybody.
Yay. See you guys next time, which is a year from
All right,
now.
you're milking your exit. Get out of here. As our host comes back in. So Dan, what did you think?
I think it was embellished bullshit.
You just don't believe any story he says.
I like how he spent more time talking about the money that he won than the man's reaction.
Right.
Like when you give somebody, a piece of technology that costs several $100s, and then they fucking wipe out. He didn't even talk about how the guy reacted at all.
Didn't talk about what happened to the hoverboard itself.
No.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Or like the actual description of hitting the stop sign. You know what I mean?
How far he went before he actually hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, you notice how he spent more time being racist than he did telling the actual details of the story.
Yeah, I know. I did notice that.
And I would also like to think that, EP Mike was a little bit younger man. He was a little trimmer.
Sure.
And so, like, him in a suit with, like, a bloody nose, like, just bouncing around drunk on a train, like, that is something that, like, I would have loved to have seen.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I am dying to know, what did the guy say when you fucking wrecked the hoverboard?
He was just shocked and came over, grabbed the hoverboard, and his head was literally down, walking back to the marketplace.
All right, so he came over and took a huge fat shit on EP Mike's face. If you couldn't hear his response in the mic, he just dropped his trousers and just took a massive shit right on EP
And
faces.
then he said, "Kamsamida," because that means thank you.
Yeah, thank you for letting me shit on you and destroying my technology.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to pay this off somehow.
American swine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now the story. Now I believe the story.
Yeah.
Now this is a believable story.
I feel like he had to work in the brothels to pay off his debt.
Well, yeah. If you're passionate about something, you don't do it for free.
And I feel like there's probably more than one time where like the exchange rate, the whatever like shady business owner it was, because let's be honest, if you're panhandling fucking hoverboards to drunk Americans in the streets of Korea at 2-3 a.m., like you're a shady fucking person.
Yeah, you don't make apps in your spare time.
And so he's like, all right, this hoverboard is $400 American, right? Or we'll say like 12,000. I don't know what the fucking exchange rate is, but I can assume that it's probably like 3 million won or whatever their currency is.
It's very close. Yes.
Yeah, but then he tells them that it's US dollars, and then he's like, all right, and it's $2 a pop every time a guy cracks one off in your asshole. So you got to get 6 million people to crack one off in your asshole.
Yeah,
and he's like, done.
Math for perverts. All right. Well, I mean,
have you been to Korea?
I have been to Korea.
Let's hear a story from you.
A story from me?
Yeah, on the spot.
I mean, well, it's not really like a telling story, but I guess I can crank one off in this asshole real quick. we were doing training in Pohang, and then or Pohang, however it's said, because I'm also racist apparently. And so we got out and we actually got to experience Seoul as well. And so we were fucking just me and a bunch of my corpsmen.
Cool city.
We Seoul is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, we should go to Seoul right now. It is a beautiful city.
Yeah, when more people buy patches and tank tops
That's right.
and stickers.
Yeah,
then-
buy our merch so we can go to Seoul and make more stories for you guys.
And please make sure you select the right fucking shipping option. I don't know how more simple I could fucking make it. I have all capital in some of them, and then people are just like,
just take that option off. People aren't going to stop doing it. I know.
We'll
discuss this off air.
Yeah, offline.
offline. So we went out and we met a bartender. I'm not gonna say her name because I'm pretty sure she still follows me on social media. I don't know if she wants her business out there, but she was a local Korean and she's super nice.
Do you think you could pronounce her name?
I think that's 100% why I'm not trying it because that's fear of being racist.
Because like I've the only part of Asia I've ever been to is the Middle East.
Yeah.
And Russia,
Yeah.
which isn't,
Well, yeah.
technically it's Asia by continent.
Yeah.
But it's not an Asiatic country.
Well, her name. We called her Min. It was part of her name.
Okay.
M-I-N. So we'll say Min because that was her name. And she was not a man, but so she volunteered because we went out.
Come samida Min.
Thank you, Min. And so we went to one of those bars in like the American little strip before you actually go out into Seoul. And she's like, I get off work because she's working like the morning shift and all these soldiers and stuff come in and get drunk in the morning. And then she's like, I can actually take you to like really like just authentic Korean spots and I can kind of be your tour guide. We're like, fucking bet. And so we went around. We went to like these little mom and pop Korean barbecue shops that only spoke Korean, no Americans. It was so much fun. And me and my buddy Brian, who is actually here now, the one I was on my story last night, we went to like this little club. And it wasn't a strip club, but it had a stripper pole, like in a little stage or whatever. But it was just like a normal like hip hop like dance club or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we're getting down, we're having a good time, and then me and Brian were pretty. It was at the time I used to lift a lot and stuff, so it was pretty just about my physique. And
yeah.
And he's the same way. He still lifts, and he's like, you know what? If I got on that stage, I bet I'd get more tips than you. And I was like, what a weird thing to say, because you're wrong. And so there is video of us somewhere.
He's alive, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. There is video somewhere, I don't know where it is, of me and him on the stage together stripping, which nobody asked for, and nobody was stopping us either, and having just Korean and American money thrown at us. So we did an impromptu strip in a Korean dance club.
I'm going to let this go on for 30 more seconds and we get real mad.
Exactly. So yeah.
What year was that?
That was 2014.
EP, when were you in Korea?
15.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You guys might have touched tips.
We may have.
Yeah.
He may have been that guy I saw on the back of the train all bloody.
What?
Yeah, wouldn't that be funny? That's full circle.
Yeah, that's full circle.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my random one. Me and my buddy Brian jumped on stage and started stripping. We made a lot of money, like $30 probably.
Like 30 American dollars?
30 American, yeah.
So what was that, like 4 trillion yen?
Yeah, we could have bought the country.
Yeah, because I saw. I don't want to get any rap beef,
right?
Because we're actually about to start our rap career.
Mm-hmm.
Either, I think season 3. I think is when we're gonna start that.
You know what I think we should do,
Yeah.
and I just thought of this. So if you like it, accept
finish
it.
the
If
story?
not, if not,
Can I finish the
if
story?
not, send it right back. I'm hungover. I don't care. We should, because the Marine Rapper's been doing a lot of challenges lately. He's
Yeah.
like, who wants it? We should do a Pop Smoke and just go at the Marine Rapper. Pop Smoke Media.
I would feel that I'd be like, hey man, can you write me like a diss track? And then when he does, then I challenge him
Right.
and use his own diss tracks that he wrote for me against him.
I love it.
Good thing he probably doesn't listen to the podcast because none of our friends really do.
They don't. But also,
Because like to be fair,
I don't
know. It's kind of weird. Like a lot of our friends are doing things.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
either trying to develop businesses, being single mothers thanks to you, or
That's right.
whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a little heartbreing when I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, did you listen to the episode?
Yeah.
And they're like, I did, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, in all honesty, I get a lot of, I think your podcast is funny. Oh, cool. How long have you been listening? Well, I only watch the clips on Instagram. It's like, oh, okay, well, cool. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, thanks.
Cool,
thanks. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get a lot of that, unfortunately.
So this rapper was it somewhere in Asia, And he was just like, yeah, I have X amount of won, and he's like got all this like cash like stacked on him, and like people are stacking like more stacks on him. And then somebody in the comments was just like, that's $180 US.
Like fucking baller.
Like one of those countries where the value, the currency is devalued.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's just like, yeah, balling out of control. And somebody's like, it's like less than $200, bro. Like,
calm down. Spent more than that on dinner last night.
Really?
Well, yeah, I paid for my buddy's dinner and stuff. I like to
Okay.
flex on people sometimes.
Yeah, like when we were in Pittsburgh, and I pretended like I was going to the bathroom, and then I just
I'm not gonna lie, that was a boss move.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice. Yeah,
and then I tracked down the waitress.
yeah, and you
made
paid for
love to her.
everybody's- Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And she paid for the meal.
that's right. Yeah, we got comped. She got cocked and we got comped.
Yeah, she got something else too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lawsuit.
Which I'm currently fighting.
No, I'm kidding. But
yeah.
yeah,
But no, that was a boss move. Yeah, Dan left the table to go to the bathroom. We were having like a late lunch or whatever, and
with some of our fans up in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
And he came back and said that. He's like, "You guys ready to go?" And we're like, "Oh, we haven't got the check in." He's like, "Oh, I took care of it. It was pretty boss. I mean, I didn't have to pay, so I was happy, but it was very smooth.
Yeah, as I am one to do.
Once in a while, yeah, for sure.
Every once in a while,
We have those moments.
we do. You sack of shit.
Yeah, I know. Garbage human.
It's absolute fucking trash. And what's that say about you if it's sitting next to me?
That's right. I'm your friend. Pile of shit.
I think that one of the funniest things about doing like the podcast and stuff is that people will have spent a lot of time with you, getting to know you through the podcast, and when they're excited to meet you, I'm just like, I feel at a disadvantage
Yeah, I do too.
because I don't know as much about them as I'd like.
So I'm sure you got this since starting Pop Smoke, but it's just like people have been following you for forever, and then they like reference things or they email you things, and it's like they know you, and you, yeah, just like you said, you feel at a disadvantage because I've been getting a lot since the fucking podcast has launched off. Like people email like, "Oh, it was funny in episode 2. You said this," and I was like, I don't remember saying any of that stuff. Number one, number two, it's just like, and they'll send me like very niche like comments and pictures and stuff like, "You remember this?" And it's just like, I don't know you. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry. So yeah.
Lots of memory damage from drinking.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also
I couldn't even think of the word podcast 2 seconds ago. We're doing it.
yeah. I mean, it's just been shocking the amount of paternity requests that you've been
Jesus
getting.
Christ! See, this is what I'm talking about. So my life is ruined.
Yep, lots of child support.
Jesus Christ.
You know, the cool thing about the child support in Virginia is that they prorate it, and I've been doing this research on your behalf.
Yeah,
that
thank you.
They prorate it on the account of how many children that you have to support.
Mm-hmm.
And by my calculations right now, each one of your children gets one hay penny.
One straw penny.
A whole straw
a
penny.
whole straw penny. Thank you, sir.
Yep, all 1,400 of them.
That's right. There's a lot of them.
What was that Family Guy episode where they like solely used Peter's sperm for?
Oh yeah,
and he
yeah.
had like he had like 1,000 kids.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be fucking wild?
Yeah, no, I don't think the world needs another Mike Sensi, which is why I'm probably not gonna have kids ever because I feel like the world's had enough of me.
Yeah, and ladies, be advised that he is in fact sterile, so you know he doesn't have to pull out.
I'm not sterile, but
Man, what the fuck?
I don't need this assist. I don't need the alley oop. Already
Yeah, because you get laid all the time to begin with.
Jesus Christ.
See, have it one way or another. Either you need your boy to wingman for you, or you don't because you get laid every day.
Jesus Christ.
Can't have it both ways.
I'm hungry.
You want to go get some food?
Let's get some food, man.
Bye.
Bye.